Happy Blissful Day, Master Manifestors, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabriel.
And my name is Kylie.
And in today's video, we want to discuss the importance of taking action when manifesting. What are the importance of taking action when manifesting? So, manifesting is a fun process. Why? Is because you can literally manifest anything you want. You can make a list. I want this, I want that, I want, and then you can just see how it actually show up in your reality, right? So for example, let's say that your desire is to manifest $10,000, right? So step one is obviously to be clear what it is you want. And then step two is just to accept that you are now the person who already manifested the $10,000. So you, in other words, you are the $10,000 man or $10,000 woman. So you have to become the person who now has $10,000 in their bank account. Why is this so important? Because a person that has $100 in their account thinks differently, acts differently, and also feels different from a person that has $10,000. That's the reason why you have to shift your identity to the version of yourself who now has $10,000 in their bank account. So how do you do that? You just have to accept that you are now the version of yourself who now has $10,000. Now you have to ask yourself, okay, now that I have $10,000 in my bank account, how am I thinking? How am I acting? How am I feeling? How do I wake up? How do I go to bed? Who am I as the person who now has $10,000?
Yeah, it's so important. You remember one of our favorite quotes that we quote all the time by Neville Goddard. It says, change your conception of self and you will automatically change the world in which you live. And so it's not about just seeing $10,000 in your bank account or just imagining it, but it's shifting that self-concept, changing that way that you view yourself, that identity piece. Say, okay, now that I'm, like you said, that $10,000 person, how do I think, feel, and act? And a lot of times people say, like, okay, so now what must I do? There's this call to action. Now I have to remain faithful. Now I have to affirm. Now I have to do this, that, and the other thing to make sure I'm consistent in it. And, yes, there are tools and methods that are definitely going to help us along our manifestation journey. But I think it's important to remember that those tools do not manifest. Those tools, because they're still a 3D tool. These methods, techniques, there's still a 3D tool that will remind you and maybe help you keep accountable to your new identity. But all the action really is that inner action, that acceptance of that new identity, identifying who am I now as that, say, $10,000 person.
Yes, indeed. And when you accept that you are now the person who has the $10,000 in your bank account, in other words, you are now the $10,000 man or the $10,000 woman, your old story is going to obviously challenge you. In other words, your old self-concept will, challenge you to actually see if you are serious in actually doing this. And that's when my beautiful wife is shared. That's where the inner action comes in. So when your old self-concept shows up and say, nope, you don't have $10,000, what you talking about? You broke. What you talking about? That's where you now have to come in as the operant power and say, of course, I already have $10,000. I think like a $10,000 person. I'm always free. I'm now content. I'm so relieved. I'm so happy. And I'm fulfilled, and I love doing this, that, and the other. So when you have $10,000, there will now be certain activities that you'll be doing. So you now can say, this is what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing, this is who I'm hanging out with, this is what I'm talking about. And then so when your old self-concept then sees, oh, okay, he is serious, she is serious, and then boom, your old self-concept will die again. But if you accept that you are still your old self-concept, then you are now telling yourself that you do not have the $10,000 in your bank account. So in other words, you are telling yourself that you are not the $10,000 woman, or you are not the $10,000 man. So that's where the inner action comes in. You have to be faithful to your new self-concept, which is the $10,000 man or the $10,000 woman. Now, the beautiful thing is, when you do remain faithful, your 3D changes automatically, because your 3D is like a mirror. It shows you, what you wear inside. If you wear $100 inside of you, your 3D shows you $100. If you wear $100,000 inside of you, your 3D shows you $100,000. So you have to ask yourself, who do you identify as? Do you identify as the $100 man, the $10,000 man, the $100,000 man, or the $1 million man? It's your choice.
Yeah, I love when we work with our clients even, we always tell them, do this meditation every morning or every evening, but you'll eventually get to the place where you fully accept it, so you'll know that I don't need to meditate because I've fully accepted it. There's certain things that it's like, of course, this is who I am. You get to a place once you fully accepted it, you don't need tools or methods to remind you anymore because you fully accepted. And then when we see our clients maybe start to shift slowly back to the old self, we say, okay, now we think you should do that meditation again to remind yourself. They do it once or twice, and then they don't have to persist and keep doing that action every single day. Because eventually once you accept it, then you've accepted it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And so there's no more need to do these actions, because you've already become this new version of yourself.
Yeah, it's like when your birthday, so let's just say you're 25 years old, right? You know for a fact that you're 25 years old, but when your birthday is tomorrow and you're about to become 26 years old, you immediately change your concept of from 25 to 26, and it's immediate change. You're like, oh yeah, I'm 26 years old.
I'm 26 now. That's it.
And you accept it like boom, like that. There's no ifs, buts, or maybe. You're just like, yeah, I'm 26 now.
You don't have to affirm it.
Yeah, you don't have to affirm it. I'm 26, 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 I'm 26. No. All you do is just accept that you're 26. Just like with your name. You know that your name is Gabriel or Kylie. Boom, you've accepted that, right? It has no ifs, buts, or maybes. Similarly, with your new self-concept, you have to accept it, that it is done. So the same trust and the same faith you are practicing when it comes to your name and your birthday, you should also apply for any desire.
Yeah, so having said all that, please comment below if this resonates with you, if you have further questions on the topic, or if you're like, yes, I get this, I'm going to apply this. Like, let us know how do you feel about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
For some people, this is brand new information.
Yeah.
And for other people, they're like, yes, I know that and I need to be reminded. Thank you. So let us know in the comments below, because we love reading them and interacting with you guys.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much, guys, for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, you can find all the details below in description below. So thank you so much. Enjoy your blissful day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Thank you.